Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cap Technologies Private Limited. My name is Akhil, and our co-presenter, co-host is Dheeraj Amrutam, and he's the founder of Cap Technologies Private Limited, which is a core accessibility-driven company. And I take care of the marketing aspects and creative aspects and some of the public events as well related to the company. And till today, we have placed more than 300 plus visually disabled people or specially able people into multiple IT organizations. Dheeraj is the one who started that initiation in 2021, and till date, we have trained more than 300 plus people into multiple IT organizations who are also, being a big helpful hand for today's growth as well. And let me introduce you the real founder and the reason behind the Cap Technologies, Dheeraj Amrutam. Hi, Dheeraj. Say about yourself and introduce to our audience.
Okay, great. Thank you, Akhil, for taking this time and happening. We are talking about all this, what we are doing, and coming to the social medias. When we tell what we are doing and what we are up to, and that's more important. But yeah, let's come to Cap Technologies and accessibility. So when you see myself, I am looking good, right?
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
the problem, I have a problem. I have a challenge. I cannot see you. I cannot see everything. There is a central vision loss. It's called macular degeneration. It's an invisible disability. When you see people who doesn't have legs, they use wheelchairs, three cycle motors, right? So you can see that it's a visible disability. For me, it's an invisible disability,
Yes, yes. It's
and
normal outside.
it's normal outside, and it cannot be detected by my parents as well, me as well, and the doctors.
Yes.
you know if you go to a hospital or a town hospital, the doctors will all equipped with the technology what they have, but there are many more disabilities in terms of uh, different diverse disabilities which are not recognized yet. So this is one of the invisible disability, and I can say you that in out of 10 lakh people, you can see one person suffering with this condition. So I find a lot of struggles, how to overcome this challenge as not as a person, but how do you see, how do you learn yourself, how do you navigate, how do you,
Let me be specific with the questions. Like, let's start about your childhood. When did you got this condition with the when you are like when you are born, or did you got it when you are brought up? When did you got this condition?
yeah. So this condition was there from my birth. It is there from my childhood, but it was not detected early. So at the age of 9, I started, feeling some kind of blurriness in my vision. I said to the teachers and my parents. So they said, okay, we'll check to the hospital. We'll go to the hospital. We went to the hospital, but nothing was fine, and they did not even figure out what it is. It was happened for 1 month. We went to many hospitals, many trusts. No, they didn't. They did not even recognize what it is actually, and slowly started. But we have to, go to the school. It's already 2 months. I was taking the break in school, so there is no chance, so I have to go back again school, and there is again challenge, so I cannot see now. I was going to the school with blurry vision. Now how do I see the things? So my father luckily supported, my parents. They did not even know what it is, but they supported all entire my life till this journey. Because of that, I can say that, technology and the family, the friends you have, will make you, you know definitely one day what you up to or what you are dreaming about. But coming to this, so I was very having blurry vision. I don't know what to see. Even if I sit on the front bench, even if I go to the back bench, the same blurry vision I have. So what I used to do is I used to go close to the board. I used to write, and people who are used to sitting on the benches, they used to call me because of my standing, they are not able to see the blackboard. So I have to sit down on the kneel down and again stand up, writing these things. But slowly, I got mature enough. I got work around things because of my problems. I was adapting things. You see an animal. If that animal breaks that egg, let's say monkey. The monkey has four legs. Let's say if that one leg was broken, it adapts, right? It will run with the three legs. The same happens with me, but lack of awareness, lack of assistance. I figure out adaptation from myself because it's a survival mode. When you see that, I was, when you go to a crowded place, I'll remove my footwear, beside a place which I can only go there, I can only take that footwear. So I was, you know, ki- everyday daily activities, I was, adopting myself to pick and to navigate independently without taking the help from anybody. Although I have many problems with education, so my father used to read, my brother used to read, dictate me. I used to listen, and I used to dictate to the people who are writing my exams. So they'll give a scribe like that. So till that stage, I was like that. But when I entered into engineering,
How much did you score in your 10th standard?
yeah, I scored 87%, but I
Nice.
was good at maths and science. I got 100 out of 100.
Okay, nice.
And
And in the intermediate,
intermediate 93%, 930 I scored.
93%, more than anyone. Shame on people who didn't even clear.
It's a,
And
I
good,
think
good, good. And
I
where did you
think
got your engineering from? I know it, but I want you to tell to our audience.
yeah. It's a great story, engineering story. I would love to tell this story. So I done with my intermediate, scoring good marks, but I was not interested in MSET and engineering. So I was having a thought. Till that period, I know that I have a disability, and that disability is known as blindness. I know that much thing. Now I was telling that macular degeneration, low vision, right? These are all words not familiar with that time. So I know that I'm a disability guy.
Yes.
So at that time, people with disabilities can get into the government jobs, can get into the UPSC. That's the only thing I have. So
Even
after
your relatives would say the same, right?
yes,
If you are
everybody, not
disabled, you
even the
get a
relatives,
government job or you get the
everybody. If you
pension.
go
It's
to a
free.
shop,
The world is free.
exactly. So it's like that. I thought of doing a degree in my hometown and getting into the UPSC will be the best option for me. But someday, one fine day, my father gave me an article, newspaper article. It's an Andhra Jyoti article where
I worked in
that's
Andhra Jyoti for everyone's reference as a digital marketing manager. Yeah.
So, in that article, what it is saying is seven blind engineering people completed their BTech and got placed in corporate jobs. That was the article about. So I cannot read it. So I was taking that newspaper to all my friends, read it multiple times. Then I find interesting fascination for that because okay, how do I do that engineering? How do I use computer? How do I navigate with the computer? So I got that interest. So what I did was I called to the Andhra Jyoti article paper newspaper guy. So he said it was a Sunday article. It was not me. So he gave another person number. So I called to him again. Then he said, "This is not my article. This is the article published by Devanar Blind School in Hyderabad, which is located in Begumpet."
Okay.
So hey, it was started in 1970, but we were not aware of it because we were located in Warangal. So everybody doesn't know about these things, right? So then I called to the Devanar Blind School. I asked about that. This article was I was seeing in the Andhra Jyoti article. What is about and who are they? Then they said they're all my school passed out students. They're all alumni of Devanar Blind Schools. So I asked, can I get that numbers? Can I get all those persons' numbers? Then I got four numbers. I called to each of them. Then they said it is very easy for a blind person to do computer science engineering. So
Okay, this happened in after your intermediate examination.
exactly. I called to each of
Okay.
them, and they're all already doing the jobs in
Okay.
accessibility itself.
Okay.
So I was interested, and
What
I asked that,
would you would have done if you didn't know that paper or if you didn't?
definitely, I would have somewhere else. I would not take technology engineering as my subject. That's the life turning point. That the newspaper. Till now, I carry that newspaper in my bag.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice. It created a huge impact on your life as well.
exactly, exactly.
Good,
See,
good, good.
because see the awareness, the sensitization is the key. We talk about many things, right? Louis Braille invented in 1780. Stephen
Yes,
Hawking was there in 1800.
yes,
Helen Keller is there in 1900. We are in 2000, and we still talk about awareness, sensitization, technology, right? Is the
yes,
problem that it is not reaching to everybody? That is the
yes.
only key. That is the only problem. So,
Yeah.
uh, you know,
People
now
don't imagine, sorry to interrupt, but as an accessibility evangelist, I see in the market, people don't imagine a person with a disability as a, software employee or a, successful person. Even the movies will portray, even in Telugu movies or any industry, they will portray the PWD as a weak person or the person who is dependent on others, which brought the perception into general public that these people are very much dependent on someone. We just have to feed them. General common lifestyle, just like I go outside. Even you as a human would like to go outside in the regular world and want to enjoy the outside space as well. But when it comes to the right to life, people don't think dignity of life as the major thing, especially in countries like our India. I'm really sorry to mention our country in this, but there are a lot of aspects that we need to address for PWDs in India, especially. But we can bring that awareness starting from the West. That's the only way. And I started my journey. For the CAP technologies, which we implemented the policy level inspection on Canada and UK. The Germany we have raised, right, using the Right to Information Act when we
yeah,
started
yeah.
the global accessibility movement in December 2025. And we got responses from the Canada government as well as the Germany government. And there are a lot of documents that they are missing themselves. Imagine the problem, and I know that because I saw that because the major market people see is the front end thing, and accessibility was never been a main department in the IT. When it comes to people think that as an afterthought. That's the reason why we have to make them shift left when during the idea stage. Because even yesterday when I was talking with my friend who is also an entrepreneur, I was telling her how can accessibility help me. Then I was like, first of all, accessibility, without accessibility you gonna miss a major market without accessibility. And the accessibility is the backbone that drives the SEO. People, all, everyone, if you know SEO, please comment SEO. And SEO's backbone is accessibility. If you know accessibility well, the reason why, go and type Akhil Kumar Ponnam and you see my entire profile in the Google. Even with the Dheeraj, if you go and type right for inclusion, you will see our photos on Instagram. Even on Google, if you type accessibility evangelist, you will see Dheeraj pic. And those kind of drive will happen when you form right keywords, and that happens with accessibility. And I will give it to you, Dheeraj. Please continue.
Yeah, yeah. So the same thing which I was saying about SEO and AEO, what we are talking. So when you are designing a digital product, especially, so the structure of the content, what about your content, what is your company do, what we do our services. So it has a structure, right? So you give an heading structures. So that heading structures itself will trigger into the SEO, and the title, the main title, the logo, the web page, the domain. These are the things. And when you create a proper structure, it not only helps SEO, it not only helps AEO, it can also help people to read easily, right? When it
Yes,
is in a
yes, yes.
structure
More
format,
structured, more organized.
more organized, right? So it will help everyone.
Yes,
It is not for the accessibility, it's not for disabilities, it's not for older people, it's for everybody. You
yes,
need to understand, right? When you're designing, there are many examples, like we do talk about captions, right? These captions are feature created for deaf people, but everybody uses these captions. And similarly, there are many other technologies which are especially created for people with disabilities, but they are not common. Now they are common for everybody. We use voice technology, right? We use Siri, Google Assistant. these are the technologies help for people with motor disabilities who doesn't have hands, who cannot use it, right?
Yes.
So when you think about accessibility, when you are starting anything, it's in the design stage. Before going to the development itself, you start thinking in the design stage itself, accessibility. I would like to tell one more analogy. When you think about accessibility, you know, when you think about digital accessibility, all we come about websites, mobile applications, PDFs, EPUBs, right? But let's come to physical accessibility. Let's take a physical building, a four-store building. So it has only steps. Now you are go. I came to the building. I went to the third floor. That's okay for me. Now a person who doesn't have legs. Now he wanted to go to the third floor. Now imagine for him, let's say he is the founder of your company, or he is somebody who is very helpful to you. Now that building is not accessible. If you want to build a ramp or a lift, how much infrastructure damage it is? You already designed everything in terms of space, right? You don't have
So
space
when
for
it comes to this, what people are saying, because as an accessibility evangelist, I have to put what's in the market's opinion as well, right? So what people are saying, do we need to think about that one person and build this much ramp or this much infrastructure? Should, as a business person, I will not think one person out of 100 or 200. What is your take on that?
See, it's not one person, right? That's what the thing is. When you design a lift, here the same example I was taking, when you create a lift, maybe it is helping for the one person that is who is having wheelchair, but it can also help you, right? When your client comes, when your older people comes, when your parents comes, it can also help you, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
when it is the compounding thing, it's not the instant gratification. It will happen when you do an accessibility thing in your incorporate in your website or an physical accessibility. But the point is, uh, when you think about accessibility, it can help everybody. Don't think about one person or people with disabilities itself. And all the, if you wanted to go check all the accessible websites, be it IAAP website, DQ website, how beautiful they are, how organized they are.
Yes.
If you go to the website, any accessible website, compare with your website, the heading structures, one glimpse. If you be your visual glimpse, you can understand the entire context. Similarly, as a blind person with my screen reader, when I entered into that page, I will get that glimpse. How many links are there? How many headings are there? So that's the accessibility thing. So you are giving the same visual glimpse for everybody. Who doesn't have vision, who has vision. That's the equal thing, right? And when you do that, it will definitely helpful everywhere, to bring diverse audience, to make more audience, and it also helps you branding well, right? Like, let's say if your product is used by people with disabilities, you can brand well, you can market well. And there are many supports from the government as well. If you are a company or an organization, if you take a people with disabilities as an employee, you get many tax benefits, you get many corporate social responsibilities activities in this area. So you have to avail it, you have to know it. The problem is lack of information, lack of awareness, lack of sensitization, and people with disabilities doesn't come uh, front line and tell about their problems, right? They want the settled life, they want the safe life, right? Everybody wants that. But as a person, I face the problem till 21 years. I never know about these assistive technologies accessibility. So I
Yes.
really wanted nobody should not face this problem in this world, because there is assistive technologies awareness available. The only thing is the information should reach them, pass them. That's the only thing.
How did your universities, because you have completed your undergraduation from Usmania University and you have finished your masters from JNTU Hyderabad. So how did the universities help you in terms of your education and clearing the subject and like everything, your
Yeah,
education?
yeah, good. I mean, like the two universities in Hyderabad, the two top universities, the campus life, right? The campus life itself give more freedom, courage to do certain things, right? So that helps me a lot. And from the university side, it also given many more opportunities for me to understand. Uh, and complete the things. uh, but they have some certain rules and regulations. Let's say if I wanted to get a people for writing my exam, so they have a condition that you need to bring a person from different background, not technology background. You need to bring a person from biopharmacy, biotechnology. So I would say that that will be a little tough for me to get people from. I need to study for my exam, and I need to search for the people who are, and I need to pay for him. That's the only thing I have. But because see the pattern of writing the exam has to change. Why? For me, there is a person who is sitting beside me writing the exam for 3 hours. If I'm not able to write exam for myself, how can I do job for myself? The simple agenda, right? I cannot write the exam for 3 hours. How can I think that I can do job for next 1 year or 2 years? So I should write my exam on my own using my technology or assistive technology, anything. But unfortunately, it was not there in India. But there are many schools, many NGOs, they're trying to push up that. Maybe in 5 years or 10 years, it will come to us. But yeah, that the thing happened. But other than that, it was good, and I have a great friends from OU and JNTU as well. Different set of people. They helped me a lot. They supported me a lot for passing this exam. I did not even think about exams or studying those exams, because my friends used to explain me one chapter, so that I can remember all the things and I can write the exam. Even in MTech, I got distinction. I got 78% in masters, because it's a computer
Good, good.
networking subject. It's, I think, in the starting stage, in my experience, I feel networking is very little tough for me, because we are from computer science. But it requires electronics background as well. But it was cleared. Like, my friends helped me a lot to get these things, and university also supported me. Yeah.
And coming to your real-time life experience, we will end with this and start from how did you got the job? For example, not everyone who are graduating in these days are getting a job, right? And as I know that you didn't got the job from direct campus placements or somewhere, and you find it, you created your own path for your journey. And please tell where you started, how you started, and what are the challenges that you faced and still facing, and what then we will talk about our cap technologies goals, and then we end the session.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, as I like in the BTech and MTech, when I was attending the campus placement, there is a restriction that the companies are not allowing my assistive technology in their exam. So that is the reason I was not attending the placements in both the universities. But I, for my
So the
college support.
department mentioned if you are not able to see, then you are not able to attend the placements,
No,
or
it's
is
not.
it the
No,
system?
it is not that way.
Hmm.
The companies, let's say Infosys. It is not the Infosys. I'm just taking an example. So Infosys came to the university. So it will conduct an exams, right? The reasoning and arithmetic
Yes, yes.
aptitude exams, right? So for writing those exams, I need a screen reader or a helper, right? These two
Yes.
things that company is not accepting, right? So I went to the Infosys placement officer directly and asked these things. They said there will be a special drive for you, people with disabilities, in their campus portals. Every company has their portals. There in that portal there will be a special drive which will happen for only people with disabilities. So you can apply there. It's not this campus placement will do that. So they said like that. So okay, then I started writing GATE exam in BTech. Then when I get into the MTech, I was already preparing for civil services, UPSC. I taken coaching and I was preparing for UPSC. So it's that way. So after MTech, in my MTech, I used to get stipend from government of India. So it's like 12,400 because I was passed in GATE. So I was doing masters. That's the reason I get 12,400 per month. But after my MTech, I was also preparing civil services, but there is no income. Uh, till the 2 years, I got income, right? So I don't have income. I was thinking to do something for myself. Then an NGO approached me for doing an call center job. So I went to the interview. There is nothing wrong in it, right? Doing any work. So I went to the call center job. They got I was selected, but they offered me a job in Chennai, not in Hyderabad. But initially they promised to give in Hyderabad, but their plans were changed. So they are asking me to go to Chennai. So
What is the NGO that helped you and for the people? Because there might be people who are looking for a job purpose as
It's an
well,
LV
right?
Prasad. It's an LV Prasad.
Okay,
It's a LV Prasad rehab. Okay.
okay,
When you think about LV Prasad, it's an hospital, right? But there
yes,
is an LV Prasad rehab IT center.
okay,
Okay, where they'll give you a training for every blind
okay.
people on computers, on cooking yourself in kitchen, how to dress up,
So
how to
multiple skills for
multiple
PWDs, especially
everything.
visually
Visually
specific.
impaired for blind people.
Okay.
Yeah, there are many
So
many
people, LV
organizations.
Prasad is providing a training for people with disabilities, especially visually disabled. And if you are someone with visually disabled, please contact LV Prasad for there are multiple trainings that they are providing for the self-employment or getting a job in the market as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
They have a system. It was there from 20 years. And in Bangalore, Enable India, it is there from 20, 30 years. There are many things. In India, we have 10 lakh NGOs just working for people with disabilities. I was not
Okay.
talking about women. I was not talking about children. I was not talking about poor people. Any health diseases, nothing. Only people with disabilities. There are 10 lakh NGOs registered in India. What if you want one help, right? Not 10 lakh people. You need you have to take help from 10 lakh people. That's not right. You need to take only one help, and that can be possible when you approach 10 lakh people.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's happened, and I was thinking
So you
about
are
my
trained by
income.
LV Prasad.
Yeah. LV Prasad.
I mean hospital. Yes. I mean the rehab.
Rehab center. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Not LV Prasad himself.
Yeah, I mean, like I was going to LV Prasad my since when I was 9 years old. The
Okay.
When I got that disease, I used to go to LV Prasad for every 6 months.
Okay.
So they used to show me different devices. There will be binoculars. There will be different glasses. For there will be magnifiers for us for low vision people. There will be a glass like magnifiers which help you to put on a book, the
Okay.
physical book. It will magnify the words. The same magnifier we call Telugulo we call Bhutadam, right? So the same
Yes.
magnifier,
Yes.
but it is specially designed for people with disabilities.
Okay. So
So
did they train you? Where did they started training you from, and did they provided you the placement opportunity as well?
yeah, I mean, training wise, they'll have all trainings in course. I mean, what you need to upskill, right? Let's say you are a late blind. Maybe some persons will become blind at 30 years, 40 years. So they don't know what to do.
Yes.
So you get into rehab, LV Prasad rehab. They'll start you from the beginning. They'll start you from how to navigate, how to use your cane, the white cane which blind people use, right? They'll
Yes.
how
Yes.
to navigate with cane, how to identify objects with cane, how to organize your dress, how to identify your colors, how to cook yourself, how to navigate yourself. Then slowly come to the digital things, how to use your laptop, mobile, how to email, and all the Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, all the things. They'll train you on all the things. But
Nice.
I choose only the digital thing, which is Microsoft emailing and all the
Do you
things.
also know Braille?
Yeah, I know Braille.
Okay.
Okay, I can say like out of 10, I can know 5 Braille. But
Okay.
I'm because Braille itself needs to be for helpful for 100%
Yes.
blind.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I
Okay.
completely depend on magnifying the things and audio.
And then, what are the challenges that you faced once you got upskilled? How did you got the job? Did you got the interviews, or how did it went?
Yeah, I was attending interviews from LV Prasad as well, and I was also attending some more interviews from some other like the.
How are you able to commute from your home to LV Prasad?
So it's a different process. Like yeah, at that time, like in 2021, more like Rapidos and Ubers are very lessly used. I'm not saying that it was not there, but it was very frequently not used, right? So I used to go by public transport.
Okay.
So I need one person to identify that bus number where it will go. So we stay in Uppal. I need to go to Panjagutta, which is in LV Prasad Hospital.
Yes, yes,
So I used to go there. So every time I used to find my brother, my mom, or something like that. But the course is for 2 months.
yes.
So every day,
For
I
every
think
day, yes. You
my
cannot
parents
arrange
will
a
not be
person.
there.
Yes, yes.
So nearby bus stand, I find a person who is selling tea. So I made friendship with him. Like he how much friendship we had is, he used to call me that bus is going. I mean, like in 10 minutes he'll come. Where are you? Sometimes,
Settlement.
yeah. So in that way, like everywhere you need to take workarounds. Even
Yes, yes.
now, I use screen readers and magnifiers. I used to code. I wipe code the things. I used to AI, all the things. But everything is not accessible, right? So we need to do some workarounds. Before 4 years ago, what if I wanted to read the code? What I used to do is I need if you open a website, if you go to the code, I have to copy that entire code and copy it into Google Docs or Microsoft Word, and I have to read by line. Now it is accessible. So there everywhere you need to have some workarounds for your problems, for
Yes.
your challenges, because it's very important to live independent, right? Maybe sometimes you can depend on others, that's okay, but you need to be independent. That is the only thing. And even in corporate, I worked in 6 years. Now from past 3 years I was in Google. So when you are in corporate, if you are not independent, definitely the people will see differently, right? um, if you are asking everything help from other people, or if you are saying everything no to the people,
Yes.
no, this is not accessible, I cannot do this work, no, I cannot fill this shit because this is not accessible. You will say all these coming up things from people with disabilities. This is a common problem, but you need to give up. You need to come up with your workaround solutions. If not, people will think like that.
What
No,
is the first role that you got hired for, and what are the challenges that you faced during finding that role?
yeah, there are many problems. Like my first role is like usability tester, and I used to get stipend. It's not salary, I can say, because I used to get more salary in when I was in MTech. So, but uh, that office, I have to go to the office, the physical location. But there is a 13 members visually impaired team. So most of the things were sorted out by the people already working there, right?
Yes.
I don't find any challenges in first company. As far as my first company, I don't find any challenges because there is already team existing. They are working from 2013. I
Okay.
joined in 2019.
Everyone are visually disabled.
Everyone is visually impaired, and that is the
Okay.
first time I was interacting with real blind people.
Real world also.
Exactly, because
Along
till
apart
the
from the schools and universities and
yes,
friends and all.
and those 13 people are studied in special schools.
Okay.
Like
So they are already trained.
they are already trained, and that helped me a lot. Like in that 1 year, so I learned many things, different types of disabilities, different assistive technologies. There I got more understanding about accessibility, diverseness of these disabilities, how, what are the rights, what are the etiquettes, how they live, what are the people who are working on it, what are the organizations doing it. So I got more curious when I learned these things. Then the journey has started, and we started a company. That in that 13 people, there is another 3 people. We started a team called A11Y Navigators. What we do is we used to teach some accessibility insights in the social media for people who are into accessibility. Then that slowly, that moment started. We wanted to do certain things. That initiation started for a cap technologies company. We started in 2021, and from there we never seen back. Actually, in the first year, as we started company in the first year only, we got 2 projects from NGOs. Like one is from Saksham. So that Saksham organization given a chance for training another 15 visually impaired people,
Nice.
and they given a physical location, they given a traveling alliances, they given everything for us to make sure that 15 visually impaired people get placed in different companies. And that happened actually in 2 months. In less than 2 months, I can say 4 got placed, and
So
other
is that
nine.
the batch that I trained the
Yeah,
resume
yeah,
and interview for?
yeah, that
So
is
I
a
took
batch
the
would be
1 hour session,
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah,
went into 3 hours, 4 hours of
yeah,
session.
yeah.
Yes. Continue.
So that's happened like that, and from there, when I joined in Techem and HCL, it is very tough for us. When you join in a company, especially, they'll ask you all the documents to upload, right? And that's the toughest part for me, right? Like, I cannot even identify physically which document it is. Is it Aadhaar? Is it my BTech memo or a CMM or an MTech memo, right? So we need to upload all the documents into the portal, and there will be a video KYC, there will be a verification process, and there will be a background verification process. So this entire process is very tedious for me, and it is not accessible. Luckily I have my brother, my friends, I can take the help from them easily, right? But you don't find people who always find help from other people. But now we have many things like you using Be My Eyes. There is an app called Be My Eyes. If you download it, you can call to a volunteer 24/7. You can call to a person. Other side, there will be a person who is assisting you in the vision side. So your phone look at your camera, and by seeing your phone, he can
Yeah, I have
navigate.
seen this. There,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
can just open the camera and show the surrounding and ask the person that where am I and what is this surrounding, what is this, what is this, and people can describe the environment for the person with disability so that he can understand where he is. Right? Yeah, I saw that when we went to our client meeting previously last week. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah, I
coming
mean,
to the
yeah.
Cap Technologies goals, what are your goals with the Cap Technologies in terms of impact and long-term vision?
See, the vision is simple, like to make the world accessible. We are starting with digital, and we slowly enters into physical. We are all already started physical accessibility projects 6 months ago. We're slowly getting the momentum in physical accessibility as well. So it's like that, making the world accessible and making the information to reach all the people with disabilities as early as possible. And when you think about this, I can say the only three things that feel, education, health, and finance. These three things are luxuries for people with disabilities. I don't know about other countries, but especially from my experience, my personal life, I can say that education, health, and finance is very, luxury for. They are all necessities. They are basic, fundamental rights of every human to have this right in
Yes.
this planet. But those are unfortunately, because of various reasons, this is not there. And by making the world accessible, it's nothing but education. For people with disabilities should get right education. Right education in the sense, not the subjects, but the assistive technologies about their disabilities, their disability rights, their disability etiquettes, their
Yes.
disability movements to live in the society. That's the education, right? And
Yes. Yes.
their health and the financial independence for them.
Yes.
These are the three things I wanted to do it from Cap Technology Solutions, and
Nice.
it's a long vision, long term, and there are many initiatives taken from our side. As you know, you are
Yes.
also part of this process, but I can say you that it cannot be done by me or you or two companies or three companies. It's the responsibility for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's the
And
reason why we named it Global Accessibility
stability
Movement.
movement. And
And the
when you
movement
think
have to start from every individual or in from every country, every corner of the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was about to say that when you think about a disability, uh, all the people will think about disability is some different subject or it's an alien subject.
Yes,
It,
yes,
it
yes.
can be
They
a
don't
support
think,
for
imagine themselves as to
humanity.
imagine. Imagine guys, you went into a washroom and there is a soap on the floor. You slipped on it and you broke your knee or you broke your back and you are unable to walk straight. Then you are temporarily disabled and it might be permanent also. You are not sure. The doctor will certify once you give a visit. Then he will tell you whether you are permanently disabled or physically disabled, which means in a snap of a finger you can become disabled. So make sure the knowledge from this channel and my channel, where I am into the physical accessibility and digital accessibility with Dheeraj, and I'm gonna do my part with every sweat and blood that I have, and put everything that we can to help 1.2 billion PWDs across the world, and to make people, the remaining 3.7 or 5 billion people, to realize that these people are not someone else, and these are us tomorrow. When you become old, when you are 60, when you are 70, you cannot see clearly, you cannot walk that easily, and at that time you will think that oh, this lake is not accessible for a wheelchair. Instead of being sorry at that age, let's do whatever we can to make every place accessible. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dheeraj. Thank you for attending this session, and
Thank you.
thank you for your time. And if you want to conclude with any statement, please do that.
Just simple thing. Don't think accessibility is something uh, complex. It's not rocket science. It's just simple, a human feel. So if you have feelings and emotions, you can get this by empathizing about all the disabilities. So let's be open. Let's be come together for making this more world accessible. That's the only thing I really want everybody to realize. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a
Thank you.
lot.
Have a nice day,
Have a
everyone.
nice day.
So, if you like the content, and we are here to create more content by inviting more guests into the podcast, into accessibility, into the exports domain, and into business world. So, I want you to subscribe, like, and comment, and please support the channel. That would be really appreciable. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.